Welcome to Loving God and Loving Life. In 1 Thessalonians Chapter 3, we find the theme being Timothy being sent to this Thessalonian church, and he has returned from them with a good report about the church. But in this report, Paul just gives us a little bit of personal detail, and he says here in the first verse, he says, "Finally, when we could stand it no longer, we decided to stay alone in Athens, and we sent Timothy to visit you." But just that gives you that insight into his heart. They just could stand it no longer. They weren't just only focusing on, they were in Athens at this time. They'd moved on, but they had such a heart for these other people that they had shared their faith with, that he says we could just stand it no longer. He goes on and talks about, a little bit of the troubles that they were experiencing, and in the last part of verse 3, Paul tells them that that we were destined for such troubles. See, Paul had told them when he was with them, you know what? That if you're going to say yes to Christ, oddly enough, I've heard people tell others that, hey, if you say yes to Christ, your troubles are all over. Oh, it's going to be nothing but roses. That's not what Paul said. He explained to the people that, you know what? We're going to face some troubles. We're going to face some troubles in this life. But the joy was, why they kept pushing through, was they had found the joy of Christ on the inside of them. Everybody in this world has troubles, my friends. Don't believe that lie that, it's only us Christians that face difficulties. Come on. Everybody you know faces it. I was just thinking the other day, we all have our stuff, and just facing some budget issues at the church. It's not something we talk about a lot, but every ministry at some point, every home, every ministry, there's things you want to do that there's not money for. Man, it was really kind of pressing on me. And then I just was reading this, and I'm like, Paul is sending Timothy. He's sending out members of his team back to other cities, and they have little to no financial support. And I'm thinking, man, my troubles aren't even worth talking about. I mean, where's Paul coming up with the cash to send Timothy? Everything costs money, and it's like, it just gave me a little more perspective. Yeah, you know what? We've all got our challenges, but the truth is, if we're living for God, if furthering His kingdom is our bottom line, it brings everything into perspective, and we just keep moving forward. We keep advancing the cause of God, and His joy fills our life. God, send us one person today to share your love with. Friends, let's never forget it. Serving God and loving God, man, it's the only way to have a life that we love.